server always, I mean, I think the thing, so the kinds of, I didn't have a specific activity or a thing, like John said, that inspired me, but so much as being able to do problem solving, right? And the thing that we do here, and NASA does, and JPL does, is we solve problems. And we solve problems that involve, obviously very state-of-the-art activities, but also things that require large teams of people working together in a really intimate way that is really different, I think, than almost any other human endeavor. It's amazing to solve a problem as complicated as landing on the surface of Mars, where you're utterly dependent on a team of 100 or 200 or 1,000 other people to do their part and to do it, to solve their problems, and have all those problems work together. And it's just the scale of that endeavor, that problem solving, that is what got me attracted to working for NASA and for JPL. And I think that's, if I were to talk to my kids or to kids, that go in this field, that's the kind of thing that NASA and JPL does. And it's really, if you're interested in that sort of problem or in that sort of activity, this is the place to come and do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Raphael Jaffe with Aerotech News and Review up in Lancaster. What am I really seeing in that photo that is behind you? And I heard something about a second photo, shadow of the Curiosity being, and wheels, or a wheel of the Curiosity. So could you lead me through that photo? Maybe John or Adam or something. Thank you.
Well, I could just say, yes, what you're seeing in the first picture that you had said, that was the shadow of Curiosity there in the view. These are the rear HAZCAM views, so we're looking out the back of the rover. I don't think we got any of the front HAZCAMs. Oh, is it front? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. It's front. There we go. The other one is the rear, and that is the wheel you see in the lower corner there. We do expect to get more pictures back in this upcoming Odyssey pass, which hopefully will be in about 25 minutes here, so we'll get yet more pictures. And these images were actually through the cover. And actually, if you go back to the other one for a second, can you switch to the other picture? You can see those little speckles around the black little dots. They're speckles around the outside, which is probably dust kicked up, during the landing event that's stuck onto the covers. And so it's good that we have covers because now we'll take those covers off, and so hopefully those specks of dust will not be visible in the next set of pictures we get.
Okay.
Kirk Ardugo, the New Yorker. I may be imagining this, but the one time during the landing the temperature seemed to drop in the room was when Adam asked for ODs 278, and they said, no, we only have 277. What was happening, or was it anything of significance?
No. We are, as we're coming in, the navigators are continuing to make ODs, orbital determination, where the spacecraft is, and updating, and they all have numbers, an estimate, an estimate, an estimate. And they get better as Mars grabs us, and the pull of Mars reduce some of the inherent uncertainty in that estimate. While that's going on, while EDL is happening, in the EDL war room in a different building, you were seeing it on some of the cameras, the flight dynamics team is running simulations to the ground with our simulation tool based on those updated ODs. And so I've seen that OD is 228 come up, and I was asking if they had that, because I had it, and they didn't have it over there yet. That was okay.
Let me get the picture right here.
Ian Thompson from the Register. Question for John Grotzinger. You now get the keys to this, and you can sort of get it moving along. What's the first stage that you'll go through in terms of getting Curiosity out there? And potentially, how long could it float survive on Mars beyond the 2 years span?
I'll take a swipe at the first one. We just want to get going first and check out all of the engineering systems and the science instruments very, very, very complex spacecraft compared to what we've done before, and so because of that, we'll go through this long checkout period called the commissioning activity period, and Pete and Richard will be watching this very carefully, and we're going to make sure that we're firing on all cylinders before we blaze out across the plains there. But nested within those initial tests are going to be science observations, and so we have a plan to begin working through those as we test out the instruments. And in the next few days, you guys will be able to see some of the images. You'll see the results of the instrument health and aliveness checks and how we do. But the best way to think about this mission is on the order of days, weeks, months, and years. And we can loosely bound things. I think we expect to spend a couple of weeks checking things out, and then maybe taking the first drive a short distance to some place where we'll go through the second phase of commissioning. And then in a matter of months, we hope to have used all of the instruments, including the SAM and the Chemin instruments, and done some scooping and drilling. And, possibly within a year or so, we could be at the base of Mount Sharp, because the place we landed on looks pretty darn interesting, and we just don't want to rush out of there without having studied it real well. So the mission's about patience and checking things out carefully.
John and I have a bet as to whether or not how long it will take us to get to Mount Sharp, because my version of the surface mission is that it's like going on a family vacation and driving from here to Chicago, and except for your family, you've got 400 scientists who want to stop and look at every fossilized whatever they can find, and so he says it's not going to take that long, and I don't believe him. So
Richard's going to win.
Yeah.
John's going to search for the biggest ball of twine in the gale. In terms of the second part of your question, there is no inherent consumables on the spacecraft. We don't have gas or something we run out of inherently. We test the life-limiting characteristics tend to be the mechanisms, the motors, and those things. They tend to be outside in the cold, so they suffer the greatest thermal highs and lows. And we test those for 3 times life, and we don't test them to failure. So the nominal mission for this is 2 years, but I think if it lasts twice that, I don't think anyone would be shocked. And that's the first time anyone's ever gotten me to say anything more than 2 years. So I think John's right. We've got a long mission ahead of us, and because of that and the capabilities of this rover, we have the possibility for just monumental science accomplishments. And the target we've gone to, I mean, this Mount Sharp is just this whole story of Mars, and we just can explore across that. So the other side of that is, as I've said to the team, and I'll repeat it to the press here, is that we're in no hurry. Okay, we now have, as I said to the team, on 10/32 tonight, we would have a priceless asset, a priceless national asset. Okay, and we are not going to, pardon the French, screw it up. Okay, and therefore we will take our time to understand its condition and understand if there's anything that happened during landing that we haven't uncovered yet. We will take our time to make sure that we understand how to operate in this new and challenging environment. And then we will, with slow, deliberate, methodical pace, we'll begin the science exploration